Very early in 2025, all hell is going to break loose. The volume of sightings, weird objects in the sky, it's off the charts. I am swamped by people sending me videos from all over the world. And it's not just in Bedminster, New Jersey. It's not just in the United Kingdom. It's India, Greenland, Russia, Kazakhstan, China, Japan. I cannot believe the volume of sightings that are going on at the moment. Something is showing itself in our skies. We are going to look back and we are going to say that the autumn of the drones was a turning point. There's consistent sightings of drones over military facilities. It sounds like nothing at the moment, but I wager it's going to turn out to be enormous. I think 2024 in future will be seen, ironically, as the calm before the storm. A reckoning is coming. I think we are going to look back and we are going to say that the autumn of the drones was a turning point. Because I know there's a lot happening behind the scenes that I can't talk about. I think there's consistent sightings of drones over military facilities. I think I've done stories about it. You and I have talked about Langley and Eglin Air Force Base. And this has been going on now for months. The sighting of what we are told are drones over sensitive, super sensitive military facilities. It sounds like nothing at the moment, but I wager it's going to turn out to be enormous.
Which is sort of it's a way of pivoting from 2024 to 25, because this seems to be ongoing.
I think 2024 in future will be seen, ironically, as the calm before the storm.
Wow.
I think very early in 2025, all hell is going to break loose.
I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyist or hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Last night, starting around 8 o'clock, we started receiving multiple calls from residents about drone activity in the area. Officers went out to investigate. The calls and the sightings continued from 8 o'clock to about 11:15 last night, when the drone activity moved away from us into Cherry Hill. We had varying reports of anywhere between 4 to 8 drones that were flying through the area. They weren't like the normal drone that somebody would purchase and use in their home. They were large. Some were described as large as like an SUV, had blinking lights on them. At this time, we're still investigating. We have no information of who the drones belong to, what their purpose was. We are looking at possible connections to northern New Jersey that's experiencing the same type of incidents.
People in the Philadelphia area are now spotting large drones as authorities in New Jersey push for answers on their own mystery drone spottings over the past few weeks.
There it is again. It's so close and it's going so... Look at it!
We were swarmed ourselves last night by Action News viewers sending videos of drone sightings. Numerous reports were sent into Action News about flying objects in media and Broomall in Delaware County, Philadelphia's Mayfair section, and in Cherry Hill, Camden County. New Jersey State Police were surveying the drones in Lebanon, Hunterdon County on Saturday night. No one seems to be able to figure out if the drone incidents are connected, who is flying them, or why.
There. I fired one shot at it. 15, 20 seconds later, it was about 5 seconds later, it pulls this rope up.
So there was a rope that came down. You could see a rope coming from it that was on the ground.
Something, a line of some sort. I don't know what, Turned around, retrieved it, turned north, and went back over the house.
Okay. So when you saw it, could you tell if it was over your property or not? If it was, yeah. Could you tell where that rope or pulley was laying, or where it dropped off at?
It didn't come down all the way.
How high would you say that drone was?
It was above that tree. As I'm standing here.
Above that tree?
It was above that tree. Okay? And the line came down to the left of the tree, which is what Gabe turned around and said, it's over my property.
Okay.
And as I
Did anyone come up and ask you about it or say anything to you about it? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Nobody rang the bell? Nothing? So
these are all drones in the sky. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They're passing each other. I mean, how do they not know what's going on?
Stop cursing.
The Bureau is actively investigating. We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer.
We had last night 49 sightings. These are apparently as I understand it, very sophisticated. The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark.
The White House not ruling out anything, not giving us any answers. Neither did this hearing that we just heard some questions in. So a United States Coast Guard boat testified to you that 12 drones were following it in the water in the Atlantic Ocean. Did they tell you anything about the size, what they look like? Were they able to get images? How close were they?
They were pretty large, and they weren't far off the stern. So it's very, very troubling. I mean, this could be the beginning of something, or it could be nothing. Who knows? But how dare they allow us to live? I just listened to the White House spokeswoman.
Say nothing.
They got nothing to tell us.
Unbelievable.
And 50 coming from the ocean onto land. 50.
This is
this is really serious stuff.
It's insane. It's like a sci-fi movie, and whatever it is, we absolutely have to know. So, this lack of answers is absolutely
Martha,
really
there's no way
upsetting.
it's a hoax.
Is it just me, or do shit just seem real weird nowadays? It's like we living in like a suspenseful movie, and we all just waiting for that peak, that climax, like for it to just shit just hit the fan any moment, any day now. Then you got all this crazy ass talk with the alien shit. I just think that just kind of weird how they just came out of nowhere and like, oh yeah, they exist, they live in the oceans, and then it's like quiet after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just got real quiet after that. It's like, okay, yeah, we admit they exist, blah, 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 blah. Then you got people that show their little sightings every now and then. Oh, then we got drones here flying around in Jersey everywhere, making people freak out. And then all of a sudden, it's like one thing happens, then it gets quiet. Another thing happens, then it gets quiet. And it's like we're just sitting here waiting for the next thing to happen.
I'm interested in the people coming from space,
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Before you leave office, will you let us know if there's aliens? Because this is the only thing I really want to know. I want to know what's going on. Would you ever open up Roswell and let us know what's really going on there?
So many people ask me that question.
I know, it sounds almost ridiculous, but it's actually the real question I want to know.
It sounds like a cute question, but it's actually, there are millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
September 1964, an Atlas intercontinental ballistic missile was launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base, located in California. The United States Air Force was testing an experimental enemy radar defeating system. The missile was equipped with a nuclear warhead. Then suddenly, a disc-shaped UFO appeared, approaching the missile. As the UFO was chasing the missile, it was also circling the warhead. Then, the UFO attacked the missile, shooting 4 beams of light. The missile started to malfunction, then crashed into the ocean. The United States Navy immediately investigated the incident. They would later learn the UFO was able to override the ballistic missile's guidance system, changing its path, forcing it to crash into the ocean.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen. Mr. Seibel.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Please
I have the tape.
It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to... Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.
Actually convinced.
To hold the Bible in your hand is a very personal experience. Unlike the tangible, and to hold the Bible in your hand.
Bible sales are booming this year, with publishers reporting a 22% jump through October. Bookstore owners and online Bible sellers tell CBN News people are turning to scriptures because they're hungry for truth. Wendy Griffith reports.
It appears the Bible is making a comeback. It's always been the most important book for Christians, but lately, the Word of God is a serious bestseller. Here at Heaven and Earth in Virginia Beach, one of the last standing Christian bookstores in the area, they say Bible sales have quadrupled in the last 4 years alone. Yes. Why do you think that is?
People are really hungry for a move of God. They're looking for something genuine, and they're looking for something real. And it's found with Him.
And they want something tangible.
Very tangible. And to hold the Bible in your hand is a very personal experience.
More tonight about the massive Chinese hack into phone systems right here in the U.S. Federal authorities acknowledging for the first time Chinese hackers successfully stole data from hundreds of thousands of Americans, hacking at least 8 telecommunication companies, and now suggesting Americans who don't want their text messages and conversations stolen by China to use apps for encrypted messaging. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee telling ABC News millions of Americans could potentially be impacted by a massive Chinese hacking and espionage campaign. Authorities now say at least 8 American telecommunications giants were compromised as part of a recently discovered global hacking operation.
More about one of the largest cybersecurity hacks in history, an act of espionage by China's government, according to U.S. security officials. They say it compromised some of the leading telecom companies in this country, targeting high-ranking government officials, leaders, and potentially collected data on more than 1 million everyday Americans.
Big news from the FBI. They're warning all of us smartphone users about receiving text messages from different devices.
And by different, we mean from iPhone to Android.
To Android, yeah. They say text messages between Android and iPhone users are unencrypted and could be seen by Chinese hackers. So iMessages, Google Messages, WhatsApp messaging supposedly is still safe because they're fully encrypted.
So